Hey, so I'm back with some PDF proposal stuff. This will be part four. Um, so yeah, we left off with um, a finished details section, and details returns back the end coordinate. So it's just the end y coordinate, which is this value just one line after this row here, this details section. Um, so let me just make sure that let me see if it's the next morning. So let me just see about some refactoring and see what we can do to simplify this at all. So the details section has a couple different components. Um, and the only thing that really warrants its own section, its own component, is this company info, because that is repeated. Um, so for each component, what we're doing is we're using the previous y coordinate, adding whatever spacing we need to, adding spacing to it, which determines a new y coordinate, adding vertical spacing, which gives us a new y coordinate, which is where the component that we're working on or currently at starts at. We use that, we draw the component, and then once we're done with that, we determine how many lines that component was, and then add additional lines like spacing or additional lines to get the ending y coordinate. So we have a start, we draw that drawing. Sometimes we know it's going to be one line, right? For instance, we know this top part's going to be one line. There's never a date that's going to make it expand over, and we're not going to change this text. Maybe we do eventually, but at least for right now, that's the same. By in between, always one line. Here and after contractor, always one line. This down here is always one line as well. And, we got to work on formatting these commas better, um, but yeah. So we just know that the new ending of this is going to be start plus an additional line, right? So it's just going to bring it down, essentially a tab space, if you will. So yeah, we have a starting point. We're drawing. We're determining how big that drawing is, and then giving an ending. And then the next component just says, okay, you stopped here. How far down should I go? Sometimes it's just the same line afterwards, right? So it's just the line that was ended. The y coordinate of the previously ended component. Sorry. So yeah. So we got the proposal date. We got the by in between. And the top of the screen is, let's say, 1,000. It's probably like 850 or something. Let me see. Height is 842. Um, so a text value with a height of 842 would be right at the top. It would be touching the top of the screen. Um, but for the section that we care about, which is proposal date, that's going to start at height minus the header height. So the header is of size 40. 40 is where this line exists. So yeah. So what we're doing here is given that line, add spacing to it. And because the top is the big number and the bottom, the y coordinate, top is the max 842, the bottom is 0. What we're doing is taking that height and minusing 40. And then to add more spacing for the proposal date, we're taking that new height, so it would be 802, and 801.89, but 802, and then we minus an additional 35 spacing, which is the typical paragraph spacing that we've used, and that gives us this space up here. So now we have the starting point. We use that starting point. We know proposal date is just one line long, one line high. So all we're doing is taking that start coordinate and taking away one line, which is a size 18. We're just doing that as we go down. So we're doing proposal date. We're not adding any spacing because this takes us to a new line. Um, um, we're not adding any spacing, vertical spacing. We're just writing out by in between. we know it's one line, so we're doing that as well. For the space between by and between and the company name, we want that to be 2 lines. So we're just doing, we want like 1 additional tab, right? Because if we're by and between, the end coordinate, so this end coordinate is going to take us to right here, right? This line underneath. Imagine the spacing between this new imaginary line by and between. That's going to be the same as the spacing between these first 2 lines of text. So that's where y ends, right? So anything that were to be drawn without any additional spacing would be the next line, which is what we want. So we want to add just 1 more line, and that's what we're doing here, right? So simple, super simple. This is like a tab space. And maybe this is something that we do where it's like we have a reusable function where it's line break after. Starting y coordinate. Return starting y coordinate minus normal line height. Given a y coordinate, we want to move the cursor down 1 line. This mimics a tab press in a word processor. Sounds good. All right, so we got that. And then what if we do add line break after? Add line break after. Another one. So this won't work because we got to multiply it first. Same there. This will work. This will work. And then this one will as well. So we just got 3, which are unique to each case. Okay. So that's helpful. Okay, so now we're at the company. So and is a little bit different. I'm just going to start at the same coordinate as by and between. It's not going to start. So given the end of by and between, which again is this new line, imaginary line underneath here, we have to we have to move the and downwards so that it's roughly in the middle of these 2 sections, and this needs to be built out a little bit more, but it'll do for now. What's not supported, what's not figured out is if like the company name is 2 lines. If the company name is 2 lines, then like everything on this column gets pushed down. And we have to figure that because there are some super long names. But what I did in the meantime is I just reduced the height, the size of the font by 1. I think it's at like 13 now. And then I also increased the possible width of the max width of the company name so that stretches out. So ideally it all fits on 1 line, even in situations. So yeah, this just takes, so given the height of the contractor company, so given this height, which is all of this, including this here and after part, go down half and put it in the middle. Then what I want you to do is go down just a little bit more with this -10. Right, so It's just like up a little high, and that's because it is using, so I wonder, ending by between height of contract, height of, yeah, so the reason why it's doing that is because it's also including this imaginary line, right? Because this is what's adding the spacing to it. So yeah. The company info, the add company info function is what's adding the additional line here. Starting Y. I think so. That's okay. So we got two. See, I'm just going to add 10 to it. Okay, one sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. What was I saying before? I don't know. We have starting company. Was it just talking about the and maybe? Yeah, I think so. So the X is going to be with -2 minus 8. So just move it over some because it was starting in the middle. We want it to be in the middle, and I wasn't sure of the text width of and. I could go find that, but that's okay. So maybe 10 is the word. Is the word. If I'm like trying to eye it there. Okay. So then we just have a second company which is using the same information as the other. Starting scope of work, which is this section here. That's starting at here plus a new line. This looks like a big. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. So this is going to return. Height of contractor company. That's that. Y coordinate is going to be on this new line. So we're just adding an additional line afterwards. So here, after, following the here and after contractor, we're on this new line. We're just adding a new one. Contractor provide the following services. So yeah, this is also always going to be one line. If it's too big, then we're gonna. I think this is 13. Yeah, I think we're gonna. If it's too big, I'm just gonna move it to 12, and it'll just be smaller. And then if it's, I don't know if we can't go much smaller than 12, but yeah. But we are drawing the text twice. We're drawing two text. One is this first part, and then the second is this bold part. We can't, or at least I didn't find a way to just like, previously we had it on this first text and we were I just don't think that it was working. I think it was just something that was missed, but it wasn't bold. It was just one unbolded text. So I just split it into two, and this is starting at horizontal padding, which is x of 30, which lines up with these things, and then we're just 265 is a good number between this text here and the length of this first part, right? So yeah, that's it. And then we're adding a line break after the contractor part, and then the next thing that is line, it lines up there. Sorry. So yeah, now we need the next part. So let me pull back up Visual Studio Code. Okay. Added you to Sorry, I'm just responding to started back. Okay. After mobile invoicing. All right, sweet. So we got this. We got this. Google is where? Let me close this. Turn this brightness down. Okay. So we're estimates. I see not working. This is what we got. I can't do an underline. I would have to draw a line underneath it, which probably isn't difficult, but I guess I don't really want to do that. So the next thing we need to do is figure out what comes after add details. Is add the line items. And this is going to be the hard part. I mean, the hard part is figuring out what to get to this point. I mean, that was a hard part, but yeah. So we have groups. These groups have display, which is something. We have line items, list of line items. We have a name for the group, and we have a total cost, which is a string. The display is whether or not we're going to show the group name. Right, so take a look at this. Show group subtitles is show the group name. If we move that to false, we can see that that disappears. But again, if I add that, there it is. If we show lump sum, we want to show group pricing. So this is enabled. So that's going to be this. So inspection free is the group name. If not, then I see nothing. And then the last one is show line item prices. So I can also take these line items, which are these rounded bullets. There's no pricing, but once I add this, we can see the pricing for that. So if I want to show everything, there it is. But sometimes we just want to show a list of line items. So imagine we have multiple groups. It would just show a list. Sometimes we want to just do that, but not show the group price. And sometimes we want to show nothing and then just show this down here. So it's just a way for just different ways to view it. Okay. So this is adding a new line, so we don't need to do that because we already have it. We already have that set up. Split down. Console.log. Let's get rid of that. I would keep that for now. Oops. Definitely want to add details. Okay. So that's good. So that's good. We can then get rid of this. Oh, I lied. We're going to need add groups.ts. This is going to be close to add details. I'm going to do this. Probably going to be the same. This is going to be add groups. Okay. Oh, excuse me. So now we need to go do this and just get some first piece going. So we need to loop through the groups. It looks like we need, so we're also going to need a starting y coordinate. On starting y coordinate, we're going to need to loop through the groups. I'll do that just in case. So const add group. I don't know that we want to do the add group. I think we'll just go with it. So up here, we're gonna do data.groups.map group. If show group name, let y coordinate for next item or I'll just keep it as we're going. Starting group name y coordinates is there. I got 1 second. Oh, it's me. Okay, so if show the group name, we want to draw this stuff. Tab spacing. We want to add a tab to that. No, we don't. Okay, so the starting X, so I'm going to do page.draw text. We need this right now. What we want is this. So X is going to be horizontal padding. Y is going to be starting group name y coordinate. And maybe we do an additional line here, like we do 2 lines. Maybe not. Then we're going to do size, which is 12, I guess. Font sizes dot, what's big? Big is what, 16? That is big. Font, bold font, and then color is just going to be black by default. Page.draw text. Well, why is that happening? Oh. What am I drawing here? Let's see. Name. Oh yeah, we don't want that. Never mind. Sweet. So I'm gonna go back, make sure that we're showing the group subtitles. And then let's see. So showing the group subtitles. Doesn't look like that's saving, so I wonder if we got save. Uh-oh. Okay, so what if I just do this? Are there just no groups? I mean, we got group 1. I'm not calling this, that's why. So up here, all we got to do is add groups. all the things. Yep. I will do that. But yeah, why is it show group subtitles? Set mash. Oh, so it's not actually saving anything. Okay. Yeah, that'll have to get fixed. Let me just write a ticket. So we got this, then we got add groups. Okay, so now it should show. There it goes. Yeah, we do want it to be one more line. So add groups. The starting um, starting groups. So I'm wondering, doing the add company was simple. I could just extract out the stuff and extract, no longer do the list and just have add company, add company. But for groups, it could be, X is the length of the group list. So I don't know that we can't do that. So the issue is we need a way to um, um, we need a way to provide the group that we're working with a value. Um, Um, a value to start. For the first group, it's simple. It's just where the detail section ended plus some spacing, but then that group could be undefined, undetermined length. Um, is an undetermined length, so um, we have to pass that back, and I think a way to fix this is by having a let value out here that we're just updating as we go through. Um, and I think this is synchronous. And I mean, it's definitely synchronous, but I think like there isn't going to be any reference issues because imagine we have two groups and this starting value is 100. And after this first group is finished, we are updating this value to be 50 so that the next one starts below. Since this value is used by the first group, does the first group also move down because there's like a reference pointer issue? Or is it just treated as you use a value when you use it and then that's it? I think it's going to be, just given how we have to refresh this every time, I think that's how that's going to go. So we'll start with this, and then you'll see how it goes. So this is probably floating starting point for group. It's going to start at y coordinate minus add line break after. Okay. So then this is going to be that floating, right? Because if I, go through the group and I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to change floating equals add line break after. So we're just gonna, it's just one line. These groups, if I add another group or two, group 2, group 3, this styling's all jacked up. Group 4, look at all the white stuff. Okay. Also, it's like starting on alternate, which is what we don't want. Now, if I go and generate, we see group 1, we see group 2, we don't see group 2. So where are those things? So what I want to do is make sure that there's groups. Make sure that the groups are there, right? Data.groups, we got just one group. So that means our data is not loading. Whatever is fueling this PDF generator is not being updated when we need it to be. Right, because if I do console.log PDF generator data.groups, that's just one group, okay? So we'll need to go back to where this is getting called. Current proposal is where we're at. Current proposal is changing, but it's not passing the values anywhere else. So get PDF is then not working. Keep PDF, I mean, it should. Like console.log. That's not updating. So this is the issue. This is not getting run enough. I mean, it should have, though. Yeah, I mean, this should get run every time. So yeah, there's 4 groups here. So we got group 1, 2, 3, 4, all the stuff. Okay. Get groups. Look at job groups.length. So these are all being treated. These are being treated as. So this is incorrect. And hmm. There's only one group being added there. So it's false. Why is oh, do they not have line items in there? They definitely do not. So now if I go back, been a while. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go give Dude Face his medicine. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, so I'm back here. Got his meds. Okay, so that's the group name. I'm just gonna no, I have to go. I have to work as if I have to go through the. I was gonna say I'll have to do the if. Excuse me. Else's for now, and I probably don't, but I'm gonna work with them. And I mean, so that's working as correctly, I guess. It was just they didn't have any line items. Okay, so here, I'm just gonna copy all this like I did the last one so much. Go to add groups and at least do this. Yeah, I think that's gonna be better. Okay, so if true, if we show group name, then we'll be there. Oh, so yeah, so that's not working. 10, 13, 1. Is that the same one here? No, I'm in a different account. 1 second. Okay, so now I have the job on mobile. I don't know why, but some of the jobs aren't showing on web, which kind of suck. I don't know. I guess it's maybe not updated. I don't know what's going on. Ooh. Okay, so bug. So always give it the start to back. He's moving so fast. I'm at a point now. He's always like, "Hey, can you give me stuff? Can you give me stuff? Hey, I'll be done in a day. So give me some shit." So what if I go here? Customer 110.4. Yeah, these aren't showing. I guess that's still happening, huh? I'm on dev here. Gotta figure that out. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I just had to record a video. I didn't want to have that on there. Web jobs not loading. Okay. Yeah, for some reason the jobs aren't loading, but yeah. All right, so where was I? I'm gonna go back to what I had, which was this top one here. So 10.13.1. That's what I'm gonna be working with. Then we got proposal. What I want to do is show, and show. Yeah. So that's saved. Now if I go back to here, it might be updated in real time. I don't think that is, but I'll do this. Proposal. Now we can see it's updated. So we have the group names now. If we have a group name, then we want to add that to it. Sweet. I think that's it. I think that's all we need for that. No, thank you. Let's add line item. Yeah, I don't know that we want to do the line item on in this. This looks like a bunch. If item dot photo caption. Okay, that's going to be tricky. Dot notes. All right, so this is all. This all has to go up in here. All right, so the starting X for the line item, what are we doing on web? We're doing it just a little bit further ahead, which is fine, which is good. Times 2.4, so 30. Feels like a lot, but we'll see. Okay, so let me bring up add details because we have add company info and we want those properties. Make sure I wasn't muted. So what is this? This is proposal display line item. Yuck. Okay. Starting Y coordinate. So that's good. So the X will be that. This dot current. I'm just going to make it page. Draw circle, draw text, X position. So I'm going to do the text first. Oof. I'm going to do the line first. So we got height. So we got the starting position minus the dot font size. I don't know that we want that because add line item is going to be up here. What we got to do is loop through these line items. This also supposed to be. What do I got here? Add line item. I want this. I mean, that's really just the things. Okay. Nice. All right, so yeah, this can go up here. I don't know that we need it though, but so we got data.groups. That's what we need now. So we did the groups. Now we need the line items. So if we show the group name, that's good. So line items dot map line item, and we're going to do add line item. Do all of those things. Starting y coordinate, const lines needed for item. This is going to be a number. What we're going to do is to let floating starting point for line item be just the floating point. We'll figure it out. And then what we want to do is do floating equals floating starting point minus lines. This looks right. This feels right. Okay, so add line item, return 1. So the height here, we're gonna have starting coordinate minus the dot font size. Okay, so let me make sure. So the starting coordinate here is going to be the line after the group, which is what we want. Floating starting point for group. It's gassy, man. Floating starting point for line item, floating starting point for group. Floating starting point for line item. So that's good. So yeah, that'll be a new line. And then, yeah, so we should be good there. Starting y coordinate minus dot font size, which is what? 2. And then we need the black part. All right, so we're going to limit this to just one group. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, it's too much. But we don't want we don't want the line item to start. We want that to just be space. Yeah, it'd be horizontal padding, yeah. Because this is the name here. Or the circle that is. Right? Because it's gonna be this. That's a little far over. It's a little over. Which, you know, I don't like. Yeah, I don't know how we fix that. That's just off. I wonder why that is, though. It's even more. Yeah, it's just like 2 off. All right, so that's that. Now we want to do the text. X plus 12. So the height is going to be same thing, starting y coordinate. Yeah, I feel like it's just that. Size, normal PDF font. Okay. Horizontal padding plus what did I just do? I feel like I took away something I should. Oh, the group name is what I did. Okay. Oh, yeah. Why am I moving the group name, not the thing? Group looks good. That looks good. It's just the thing is pushed over. Is that because it's the center? So I think that's why. I think it's because the center of the circle is lined up with the things. So this should be that horizontal padding plus, yeah, okay. Thank you, Copilot. Okay. So why is the y coordinate a little funky here? If I do +5, what does that look like? I don't know why I had to move this up some, but do 4, it's going to give me 8 spacing. Looks good. I mean, this is off. So that means that we need to do dot font size a little bit more times 2. So const dot starting x equals that. Dot starting x plus 2. So yeah, it has to be dependent on whatever come before. Not really dependent, but let me guess a little bit. Yeah, that's much better. I feel like we could just do a single dot size. Sorry. I mean, it's not enough now. Yeah, that's it. So we would do plus horizontal padding times 1.5. So that'll give us 3, but we don't really want to hard code 3, so yeah, so that's good. X position So what if this is super long? Whoa, what is that? Why did that move over? Come on. Uh, 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 uh. About to say what the hell? Okay. So that looks good. I think we can do 3 in between. It's a little close for my liking. Okay, so now we got this. Now we got this. Yeah, so that's long. So what we need is to do the multi-line text. So get multi-line text rows has to be extracted. All right, so that's good. So now we're back to here. I don't need this to be that big. I gotta add groups. What I need, how are we doing this? Add details. So I can close this, close this, close this, close this, close this. I do want add details. Add details is good. Add line break, that's good, that's good, that's good. So I'm doing this in add company info. Add company info, we are doing name lines. And then doing something like this. Let me copy the other one because it's simpler. Address lines, what we want is const line item lines. So const description equals this long thing. We're going to take description, we're going to pass it into here. The maxed width is going to be, so const, give me that, yep, thank you. Equals width minus horizontal padding times 2. Width, right, because we want the padding on both sides. Unless we have, okay, we will deal with that. So the starting X for this is going to be const starting X for line item is going to be that, which is what we want. Extra lines to add due to multiple line item lines. Okay. What do we do with this afterwards? We are just doing the things. Okay. So this is the Y, so it's going to be the start Y coordinate. Maybe. I feel like it's going to add an extra line. No, we're going to need to do, yeah, okay, so, no, I think it's just starting y coordinate. Ooh, my neck is tight. So then we got line item lines. What we're gonna do, let's do this. So we need starting coordinate for lines, extra lines. This is for later. Plus IDX minus that. Or is it this? Okay. So I'm just trying to get rid of all these things. Okay. So line item lines is 3. So I think the first one's just not starting right. Oh. I don't know that this is relevant. Honestly, don't know that. I think that's relevant with like the next thing. Okay, so starting coordinate for the line. So the line item lines are 3. Starting coordinate for the circle is starting coordinate plus 3. It's going to go up a little bit. So the first one needs to be down a line. Yeah, why? It should just be. Are we giving this a Y? Maybe not. 0. I think we're just not using the Y. Is that why? Is that the reason? Once I get this line and I'm finished, I'll take a break. So hopefully it takes like 30 more minutes, maybe an hour. But yeah, hydrate. Okay. Add line break after. Item lines is 3. The X is fine. It's the Y that's, oh, it should be minus, dummy. Big dummy. Big dummy, dummy, dummy. That ain't it. Okay, so why is this? This is starting because of this. Yeah, it needs to be on the, yeah. All right, that'll do it. Nice. Nice. Now the width is all jacked up. Why is the width? Like this should go pretty much over to here. It should go all the way over here. Like, I don't know. Good. So width minus horizontal power. PEMDAS, folks. PEMDAS. Times 2. What am I doing? What am I doing? Nice. And I think what I'm going to do is make it 3. Where is it? 2.5? Because I don't want it to be that. I mean, like I said, this is going to change. Because, let's see, page, line item. We're going to also need to pass display. Excuse me. Whew. All right. So we need to show, so we need to pass the display stuff to the line item as well, because that's what's going to determine, are we proposal display group? Is that, I don't know what display is. Display option. Data.groups.display. That's what we want. There you go. Display option, display. Then we're going to need const show line item prices display. Yeah. And what we're going to do is say const starting y coordinate for line equals that. Okay. Minus show line item prices. If that is the case, we are going to do, this is the y coordinate, which we don't want, but it's good to have extracted out. This is also the dot. That's not the dot. We need to know, we need the max width. The max width is actually up here. Max width is this, the width. Sorry, I saw a little bit of red. So this is the width that we need. So Const max width for description equals minus dot font size times 3, because that's the spacing we're giving between it. And I'll refactor this a bit, but then we need to minus even more. If we show line item pricing, we want to minus 100, else we're going to minus 0. And then that's going to be max width for description. Okay, nice. Very cool. What that means is that we are ready to draw the cost. So what were we doing for the X position? We were calling right align text. Oh, I didn't know that was the case. I know we had that. So maybe this works. And I think I'm going to pause there. I can sense myself getting a little bit over this. So I'm just going to take a little break, 30 minutes, come on back and pick back up. Yeah, thanks.